Well, good afternoon, YouTube. Here with you at the computer once again. What you see on the screen there in front of you is the RCA that I just recently purchased for $60-something. This is basically what arrived. Now, I want to kind of preface this a little bit. The guy packed it well. He had the speakers in one box and this unit in the other box, and then he had those packed inside of another box. It was packed well. Now there was a little bit of a clunking when I got it out, and I thought, oh, that's not good, because the boxes, again, like I said, were in there tight, and they were, well packed. So obviously this came by UPS. Anyway. That was the clunky noise. You can see it hanging out the side there. That's the transformer, the power transformer. Same problem as the other one. That was that was not good, I didn't think. So basically, that was how it arrived. Now I did take another picture here. See if I can get that. Now there's the other picture that you can see. That is the plastic chassis, ripped away from the rest of the chassis, and the big hole there, the gaping hole you can see. So, it's not the end of the world, obviously, if it works. So, that's the big question. And the other picture, if you looked at it close, there's no MP3 player in there. This unit comes with a little MP3 player that slides into a slot up on the front panel and allows you to do something with MP3s. Now, I didn't know exactly what that was, but I did find out later on. But anyway, we'll cover that after we take a look at the video here that's coming up, where we put that transformer, set it back in there, is basically how it's supposed to sit in there, and turned around, hooked up speakers and everything, and we went from there. So let's go take a look at that real quick. Alright, we are here today. You saw the picture at the opening of the video. This one arrived just like the last one, with the transformer loose inside. So I was a little upset. As you can see, it says standby or whatever up there. I did put the transformer back into its position. It's not glued in, but it is back where it's supposed to be. I've got a CD in there, into the CD drive, and let's see if this thing actually works, or if I was fed a line, as they say. Well, there's CD reading. So, like I said, I already knew it was doing that, but I hadn't actually played it. Here's some noises. Oh, found the tracks anyway. 22 it looks like. Play a track, see what happens. Playing track 1.
Imagining you, I do. I think about you day and night.
That's actually track 2. Not sure why. Seems to be working though.
If I should call you up, invest a dime, and you say you belong to me, and ease my mind. Imagine how the world could be so very fine, so happy together.
Try a different track. This is track 3. That seems to work.
Oh, I could hide neath the wings of the bluebird as she sings. The 6 o'clock alarm.
Let's go for another one. We're brave. Okay, that one's working. Let's go again. Okay, let's go all the way back down to 1, because that's the one that didn't play.
That's constantly
See what this one does. Oh, there we go.
Would you like to ride in my beautiful balloon?
Both speakers seem to be working.
Ride in my beautiful balloon. We could float among the stars together, you and I. Oh, we can
All right, well, that part of it seems to be working pretty good. Let's try another CD. Now, these are, I had one that was, I guess, professional, a country Christmas. It wouldn't read. Now, these are just the ones that we recorded. On CDRs. I think that stops it. Now, let's see. Eject it. See what we can do with this. If it plays it or not. Like I said, I think if it plays 1 and that shows the player is fine. It probably needs cleaning. Oh, this one's found everything okay.
Up in the morning, out on the job, work so hard for my pay, but that lucky old son's got nothing to do but roll around heaven all day. Show me that river, take me across, wash all my troubles away. Whilst that lucky old sun got nothing to do but roll around heaven all day.
That volume control really needs cleaning or something, because depending on where you press it, it goes up or down.
Just now I was thinking about another perfect. He loves her when she. Venice Beach is popping.
All right, well, that's working. So, like I said, I see it's working. Again, the only thing can help it is probably to clean it, the mechanism. And once that's done, then okay, I guess it's what's another one. Shut you darn thing. Anyway, so like I said, that part's working. Let's try the radio, if I can figure this out. Source tuner. Oh, there's FM. I don't know how to find the stations. I mean, I know how to tune it up and down.
Himself with this,
Oh, there it
that
is.
he does not go off his father's pasture. The earth is his and the fullness thereof. He owns the...
Oh, here's the one. Not very clear, but they can come in. Oh, that's pretty. I think that's one off.
Love and what you can't get rid of in Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at
Okay, well, that works.
Casualty insurance
I think,
company affiliates and third-party insurers.
Probably the buttons on that.
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this. Have you thought about my computer career?
So anyway, like I said, now the only thing I can say about this right now, I'm planning on obviously letting the seller know that this was a piece of crap when I got it, but The biggest thing I can see right now is the missing MP3 player. There's supposed to be an MP3 player in here, and there's a switch over here, or a button actually. You press to eject that. It comes out the side over here, and that's not there. And so, a little disappointed with that because I thought they had said that basically it was complete. That's not complete. And obviously with the damage. Now there is every possibility that damage got caused by shipping. Like I said, I'm not complaining a whole lot about that, but at the same time, it's not right. I paid $60-something for this, and it's basically a piece of crap. So again, like I say, both speakers work. I knew the one grill was missing. That's not a problem. So basically, like I said, I want to address the fact that that MP3 player was missing. I think we need some kind of relief for that because that was one of the major things I wanted because the other one I have doesn't have one either. Now the other parts I ordered, the 2 speakers and the remote, it did come in also, and I haven't even opened that box yet. So I was going to look at that. Now the funny thing about it is, the day I ordered this and bought this on eBay, I was looking, I just put the model number into Google, and it came up with a Facebook marketplace, and just happened to be up around Indianapolis where it was at. It was basically, from what I understood, a brand new unit in the box, open box, and they had marked down to $50, so I could have drove up there and bought that. It may even still be there. I don't know. I may contact the seller and find out if everything is with it before I do that, because like I said, that's the whole thing I wanted, was that MP3 player. The main thing. Of course I obviously wanted your working unit so I could use it to test the other one. But again, it does work. My plan is, if I can work out a deal with the seller, a suitable deal. These are some of this stuff comes from people who go to estate sales and buy stuff fairly cheap and then put it up on eBay. So, and I'm sure that's what this is. So they don't know, I guess, what's supposed to be with it or whatever like that. And like I said, but their ad, if you read the fine print on their ad, the used unit is supposed to be complete and operational. So obviously it was neither. So again, like I say, that's what I plan on doing, and we'll see what happens. But for now, there's a look at the RCA Digital Music Studio RS-2050, such that it is. And again, like I said, my plan is, if we work out a deal with the seller, is to take that the plastic pieces off of that transformer and glue them back in to the correct spot using epoxy, something strong. And then I'll screw that back into it, and that should hold it. As far as the roughness it'll get here, it won't get any bad treatment here. But now the other thing about it is, if this has got a USB port here, and there's one up here, and you can't see, but there is one up here that the MP3 player plugs into. And if I can plug in a USB flash drive or something like that with MP3s on it and play it through the player, I don't care so much about the MP3 player. I think that was designed to basically be portable. If you wanted to listen to it, like with headphones while walking or something like that, you could do that, or other uses, I guess, and then stick it back here in the player if you wanted to put more songs on it, things like that. That's what the USB connection is for, I'm sure, because that way it allows you to hook up to your computer, so you can basically put more songs onto it, or take them off, or whatever, you know what I'm saying. And if the only that's the only thing I can think of is this is made for a USB type flash drive to do that as well. Maybe that's a way to do it. I don't know. I'll have to read the instructions. I do have the manual for this, and so anywho, that's that. Let's see, I got that on. Let's take it off. Okay, it's off now. All right, well, as you can see on the screen in front of you, now that we have seen the demo of the unit working, the basic problem, or I don't know if it's a problem or not, but the problem is the missing MP3 player. What's going to become of that? You can see it right there, and I'll circle it with my cursor there. That's the one they're talking about right there. It fits in this slot right here. It slides in from this side, and when you stick it into the USB port there, there's a lever that pops out over here, and to eject it, you basically press that lever, and it pushes it out the other side. So that's what it is, but I got the reading about it. It's got 1, 2, 3 down here, and I think we can take a closer look at that if we, I think, let's see. Yeah, there's your features. Additional USB connection for playback from and ripping to most MP3 players and thumb drives. 100 watts of power. I don't think that's true. But that's what that says. But now if we read the other part, 1, 2, 3. Okay, dock the MP3 player into the main unit. Press record button to transfer music to the MP3 player. Take your music anywhere. That's what that is for, and I didn't realize that. I thought you had to have that to basically play MP3s. I don't think that's necessary. What that's for is for ripping CDs to MP3s and then putting them on that little MP3 player. So that's basically, in other words, it's kind of like the VCRs and things like that will, or the DVD rippers that allows you to tape them and things like that without the computer. And that's basically what this is. It just allows you to rip a CD to MP3s and record it that way. So, but like I said, I think it will allow you still to play it, because if it plays MP3 CDs, it should play MP3s off of a flash drive. And that's yet to be determined, but from what I'm seeing now, to me the MP3 player not being included is not a big deal, because again, I have no use for it. Because the only thing I would have been thought it was for was to play MP3s over the music system, and it doesn't do that. So or it might do that, but I mean, if it does it without it, I don't need it. You know, that's what I'm saying. So that's that. I did contact the seller, and I think we have a satisfactory thing worked out here as far as the remedy for the problems. I told him I'd be happy with $20, and so he said that he agreed to that, and so I'm supposed to get that tonight sometime at 11. He says his money is not available until after 11 or something like that. I don't know what the deal is, but not a big deal to me as long as that money shows up. I told him I'd give him a good feedback then, and like I said, after I got to looking at it, because the only thing I'm going to have to do really is to glue those plastic pieces back in, then I can screw the transformer back in once the glue sets up really good. That should take care of all that problems, and then I can go use it to, like I said, fix the other one, hopefully. That's the main thing, but like I said, it works, and I'm happy with it, and that's where we're going from there. And like I said, I just was tickled pink that it worked. But like I said, now that I've got that one, I can use that one to maybe troubleshoot the other one, and you know, if it's not serious and it's something easy to fix, I can fix that one. I have two of them. Not that I need two of them, but you know, in case one breaks, I'll have the other one. So, all right, we are back once again at the shipping department desk with the RCA. This is now I have a USB stick, thumb drive, whatever you want to call them things, flash drive, plugged in, and it does have MP3s on it. Now, the thing right there says 132 tracks, so that's about right. What was on there, I don't remember exactly how many I put on there. I loaded up some to basically see what this would do, And apparently it did find it, so I think what we're going to do is hit play and see what happens.
Winding your way down Baker Street, lighting your head and dead on your feet. Well, another crazy day. You'll drink the night away and forget about everything. This city desert makes you feel so cold. It's got so many people, but it's got no soul. And it's taken you so long to find out you were wrong when you thought it held everything. You used to think that it was so easy. You used to say that it was so easy. But you're trying now. Another year and then you'll be happy. Just one more year and then you'll be happy. But you're crying now.
Okay, I get lost in this stuff. Started playing it and can't stop. But obviously, the MP3s play fine off the little flash drive there. Those, what you heard there, the first group, Graystones, I believe they're, I don't know which city it was, not Santa Barbara, whatever it was, in California. They're good. All these kids are about 11, 12 years old. Second group was Mission Soul, and they're over in the Philippines, I believe. They're good as well. I did have Mona Lisa twins on here also, but it's going one after one, so it doesn't do random. I wish it would do random because, like I said, that's the way I like to listen to my music, is especially on stuff like this, is random. And I didn't see any way of doing that. So most of your Chinese music players like this don't have a random function. So that's just that, I guess. But basically, you choose your source. It says player checking. Counting no player. Okay, that's for the MP3 player, I think. That's what it is. But again, we don't really need that. We got the flash drive in there, and that's working just fine. Let's see what else we got. Aux. You can put a... I've been thinking about a Bluetooth option for this. I think what I'd like to do is put it on the inside and hook it directly to the aux input, so that if nothing's actually plugged in, I mean, you could use it that way, and that would work out good because you just put it on aux and then your Bluetooth is ready to go. So there's your CD, nothing in there, so it won't read anything. Then we go through a radio, and I don't want to go through all that again. But like I said, that's a just a quick look at that, and kind of pleased with that because that's what I wanted. That was the whole reason I wanted that MP3 player, was I thought that had to be in there for that to happen, but glad it didn't. Now, you should be able to basically rip a CD to a flash drive just like you would the MP3 player, the way I understood it in all the reading I did. So, I mean, if that's what you wanted to do without a computer, you know what I'm saying. Because a lot of the computers these days don't have CD drives, so or DVDs or whatever, and so that's just the way that would work. If you had some CDs you wanted to rip, you'd have to either have something like this or a computer with a DVD drive. So that's that. I think up next for this player is let's see if I can't turn this around. See if I can get this turned off. There, how's that? That's where that goes. That's the position it needs to be in. This basically there's a crack there, but I think once we dismount it from the plastic piece that's on there, this is one plastic piece that's on there, and I'll take that off the transformer off. That's warm. Well, I guess it should be. It's been busy. But anyway, like I started to say, take that plastic piece off of that, glue that in where it needs to be with epoxy, and then screw it back in. I think it'll be fine as far as our concerns are. Like I said, I'm not going to be throwing this thing around like UPS would, I'm sure. I hate to do that. UPS is pretty good usually, so FedEx is the one I think that everybody complains about throwing things around. So, but anyway, that's that, and again, that is working just fine. Very tickled about it that it does work. Interesting, on the board here, I'm looking, there is no, let's see if I can turn that around for you. Now, it will be a little crooked, but hey, it is what it is. There is no jumper wire there. You guys see that? Now, I don't know if this is a later board or what, and that jumper was not necessary, but there is none there. I do see there's the switch itself right there, and I think that's that transistor. But again, there is no jumper wire. So maybe that was put on after the problem occurred, and they had to have that on there for something. I don't know. But anyway, also there's other things I've been thinking about. I'm always thinking about something. Like I said, I thought about just adding a one of the little modules to this. That wouldn't be a hard thing to do either. If we look at the front and go back up a little bit here, down this area here, if you can see that, let me get you a little bit better adjusted there. But this area down here, there's nothing there that I can tell. One of those little flat, not flat, but thin MP3 modules would fit in there very nicely. And like I said, that would allow you to have the Bluetooth and the SD capabilities and another aux input if you wanted an aux input, or whatever, a front aux input it would be, I guess. But like I said, that would be very helpful there, I think. I thought about putting it up here, but there's stuff behind there on that. Not a lot, but there is some stuff behind there, and that could be done. But it's recessed and it's got a thing there where it says MP3 player, and that would be a little more difficult. This part down below, like I pointed out, is just a flat piece, and there's the disk drive itself. So I don't think that would interfere with it any. So I may think about that. I've got a couple of these to play with, so I might try altering one and then using that for my guinea pig and go from there. But so anyway, I got some good news about it as far as it works, and that's one of the main things I wanted. Obviously, was one that worked. You can't have readings and stuff to go from on one that doesn't work. I mean, that obviously doesn't do you much good. But as far as I can tell, the only thing going to be need to do this is take that board out and clean the volume control, and I'll probably go ahead and clean those switches if I can. Most of them are going to be those little micro switches, I'm sure. I don't know if there's any cleaning on those or what, but like I said, is what it is. That's another thing that's bad about this. I can't hardly see the display, especially if you got like a light on above. Now, if you turn that light out, it's not as bad. You can see it. And I'm sure you can probably see it on camera really good as well. But I don't know. It's just a little bit dark for my taste. All right, let me get off here, and you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see ya.